What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another transfer video. Today, Arsenal. Who is going to fix the creative issue for Arsenal that we've had for a long time, probably since Mesut Ozil really has come out of the team? Obviously, Emile Smith-Rowe has come in and been fantastic in the last 3 games. I think we have to have that patience with Smith-Rowe, that Smith-Rowe is a 20-year-old player with no real first-team experience at Arsenal. The majority of his football has come while he's been on loan at Huddersfield. He had a great loan there, actually. But I still think if we are going to move like that big club that we say we are, we have to add to Smith-Rowe. You know, what if Smith-Rowe gets injured? What if he has a loss of form? What if he has a few bad games and the fans start to get on his back? Don't get me wrong. I'm Smith-Rowe FC as well. I'm a big fan of him. But we have to be active in this window. We have to use this January window. Too many times we've approached the January window and we've made silly signings that have made no improvement to our squad. Denis Suarez, Cedric Suarez even last season. He hardly kicked a ball. Kim Kallstrom with his broken back. Can we actually make a January signing that comes in and affects us and helps us straight away? This is what I want to get to the bottom of today. I think the best January signing is probably Aubameyang. But we only signed Aubameyang because we lost Alexis Sanchez. We never actually built on what we already had. And that's the difficulty. Yeah, I've just been live on Deluded Gunners channel. We had a long chat on there. Really good show. Go and check that out. We was on for nearly 2 hours talking about all the stuff going on at Arsenal. Big up Deluded. I say neither, where Brown says sign both. Well, let's start to have a look. Theo said get rid of El Neni, Mustafi, Luis, Cedric, Xhaka, Ozil, Willian, Pepe. You want everyone gone, basically, in it. I mean, there's a few that I agree with, to be honest. I'll probably, I wouldn't sell Aubameyang, to be honest. And Pepe, maybe we'll wait until the end of the season. Let's have a look. Big up all you guys in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let's have a quick look. I want to have a look at stats and start really getting into some of these players, because I have to admit, I haven't seen loads of either player. I have seen them live before, and I have watched a lot of their highlights, but let's have a look. Let's start with Buendia. He's 24 years of age, Argentinian player. Very two-footed. He's 5'8", so he's quite small. Plays predominantly off the wing and sort of tucks in, although he has played centrally for Norwich this season in the Championship. So he can do it. If you look at his stats last year in the Premier League, 36 matches, which is good, hardly any injuries there. 1 goal, so not the most productive in front of goal, but he did get 7 assists, and he was the 4th highest player, I believe, in terms of chances created. If you look here, this picture, I mean, highest percentage of chances created by Buendia. So he's got some great stats there. I mean, look at that. 21% of the chances at Norwich were created by him. You look at Grealish, Maddison, Kevin De Bruyne. I always say, let's look at the positives and the negatives. The positives have got to be he's 24, he's hungry. He had a great season last year, 4th highest created chances in the league. But if we look at the other side of it, 1 goal in 36 games. I would expect more goals than that, even in a relegated team. In his defence, in the Championship the year before, he got 8 goals, 12 assists. And this year, 7 goals, 6 assists in 19 games. So he is starting to find the net. But you would still worry, why was there only 1 goal in 36 games in the Premier League? I know Norwich are a struggling team who got relegated, but you would have still expected maybe 4 or 5 goals out of him rather than just 1. He's also not an Argentinian international. Now, is that just because of the team that he plays for? In Norwich and Argentina haven't really given him that acknowledgement that you are a big player. Also, why was he not signed in the summer? He had a very good season last year for Norwich. He was 23 up until Christmas Day is his birthday. Why was he not signed? He was 23. He was the 4th highest creator. Why did Arsenal not sign him when Aouar wasn't going to happen. You know, surely he would have been cheaper to buy on the back of a relegation than waiting 6 months. Norwich are top of the Championship. He's been one of their best, if not the best player this season. It's a much harder deal to get done. Now, Buendia is probably the one for me that I would go for. I would have liked us to have maybe gone back for Aouar, but I think we've messed that deal up. I think Aouar now is out of the question for Arsenal. I think Aouar is, you know, he's top of the French league. He's being linked with the likes of Juventus in the summer. And I don't think we can get Aouar now. I think we've probably missed the boat on that deal, which is very unfortunate because I think Aouar we had a great opportunity to get him in the summer. Fantastic opportunity to get him. And I think now we'll go to you know, bigger clubs at the moment that are playing Champions League football. And, you know, as you said there, someone just said there about the card stats. I mean, Buendia got 6 yellow cards, 1 red last year. This year he's got 3 yellow cards and 1 red. So he likes to put a tackle in as well. Whether that's a good thing or not, we'll soon find out. Obviously, we don't want him getting sent off. That's for certain. What do you guys make of Buendia? A lot of people are saying Buendia. Are people sure about him? You know, is he someone that you look at and think, definitely, let's go and get Buendia? And what I want to know is how much would you pay for him? You know, there are rumours that Norwich could ask for as much as £40 million for Buendia. You know, you got to look at it. They got the parachute payments. Parachute payments for getting relegated are around £47 million. They are not desperate to sell him, right? They only paid about 1.5 million for Buendia. So anything they make is profit. There are rumours now that Buendia is apparently keen on a move to Arsenal. He has the same agent as Emi Martinez, so we already have a connection there with him. But why was nobody buying him in the summer? Am I looking too much into it? Maybe they just thought Norwich will leave it, we'll wait a bit longer. You know, Grealish was in the Championship as well. No one went for him straight away. Everyone waited. Now he's probably a 60, 70 million pound player. Let's look at our second option. Obviously, there are other names we are being linked with, but I'm just trying to focus on these 2 guys predominantly at the moment. Now, the second one is this guy, Julian Brandt. Now, a few years ago, this guy was so highly rated at Leverkusen. You know, we look at his Leverkusen stats here. You know, he's producing better numbers season after season. 4 goals. Well, that season was a bit of a dip. But you look at his last 2 seasons, 9 goals, 3 assists. In his last year, 7 goals, 11 assists. You know, on top of, you know, 2 goals there, 1 assist there. And another goal there. So he actually, you know, he got 10 goals that season with 12 assists, which is a fantastic season. You know, he's a German international as well. You know, he's played in quality. He played 3 times in the World Cup as well. You know, he's a quality player. He got this move to Dortmund, and it just hasn't happened for him. 2 seasons at Dortmund. First season wasn't great, but, you know, at least he got some assists. 33 games, 3 goals, 7 assists. This season, only 13 games, no goals, 1 assist. He is out of form. I don't think they're even all starts. And it's just not happened for him. I remember reading a story about him once where one of the coaches at Leverkusen said he was good enough to go and challenge for a Ballon d'Or. That's how highly they rated him. Played predominantly off the left, but can play in that number 10 role as well. He's 6'1", very tall for an attacking midfielder. When you compare to Buendia, who is only 5'8", a lot smaller, a lot more diminutive. Buendia is a bit like Santi Cazorla, very 2-footed. I wouldn't say he's as good as Santi. Santi was a genius. But Julian Brandt, very highly rated and a very different attacking midfielder because he was naturally a winger. Likes to dribble, run past players. He's quite effortless the way he goes past players. But he has struggled at Dortmund. And now my worry is this. Dortmund are a team that do not sell players unless you're going to pay them a small fortune. We've seen it with Aubameyang, how difficult that deal was to get done. We've seen Man United struggle to get Jadon Sancho. We saw Barcelona had to break the bank to get Ousmane Dembele. They do not sell players easily. Now, the rumour is that they have named their price of 25 million euros. It's around £20 million to sell Julian Brandt. And my worry with that, He's had a few injuries as well. Why would Borussia Dortmund sell a 24-year-old German international for 25 million euros? That sends alarm bells ringing. Is he a talented footballer? 100%. He's always been talented. I do think he's predominantly a winger, although he can play in that attacking midfield role. For £20 million, would you take the risk? You know, if Norwich are asking for 40 million for Buendia, I think we have to walk away from the negotiations table. We still need a player. I don't think we can rely on Smith Rowe for the whole season. Would you bring in Julian Brandt? He's 24 years of age, German international. You'd like to think, worst case scenario, Arsenal could get their money back on him, even if it didn't work out for £20 million. If we sold him in 2 years, he would still be 26, still a German international. You would think teams would still buy him. I think Buendia is probably better suited to what we need in that kind of attacking midfield role. I do like Brandt, although I am concerned about his record over the past 2 years and the fact that Dortmund are willing to potentially sell him for such a cheap price. That does worry me. What do you guys think about Julian Brandt? Would you still take a chance on him? Do you think he could be the answer to our problems? And who would you rather get? You know, as I said, would you rather take Buendia? And the problem with Buendia potentially could be this price tag. You know, Norwich are asking for big money to get the deal done. And, you know, I think to get Buendia, we're going to need Buendia himself to force the move. To get out of the door. A couple of other rumours doing the rounds today as well are one that I don't think Arsenal fans will be too happy with, and that is Julian Draxler. It wouldn't be the Arsenal transfer window without Arsenal being linked with Julian Draxler. You know, we'll probably get linked with Higuain next and Yanam Villa and Benzema, all them names that year after year we got linked with. Julian Draxler is out of contract this summer. His contract is up at PSG. Apparently, PSG have already told him he will not get a new contract at the club. Hertha Berlin are being linked with him, but there are rumours of Arsenal being linked with him. It's believed that PSG would be willing to sell him for a minimal fee in January to get him out the door. Now, listen, I don't want nothing to do with this. You know, I know Julian Brandt's had a couple of quiet seasons. I don't want anything to do with Julian Draxler. Definitely past his best. I think he needs to go to a lower side now, and definitely not someone I'll be looking to buy. As you're saying in the comments, you know, 5 or 6 years too late for me with Julian Draxler, and definitely don't want that one to happen. Interesting comments today from Dani Ceballos. Dani Ceballos played against West Brom the other day. I think Dani Ceballos put in one of his best performances the other day against West Brom. I thought it was a fantastic performance. It was West Brom, so we have to keep it in context of who we're playing against. You know, can he produce that against better opposition? Can he do that against the bigger teams? That's when we'll really find out how good he is. But he does this interview with a radio station in Spain where he was asked, would you consider a third year at Arsenal? And he says, in terms of a third year on loan, no. He said, my intention is always to finish this season and then return to Real Madrid. I signed a long-term contract at Madrid. I have 2.5 years left on that contract, and my dream is to play in the kit of Madrid. He was then asked about his hometown club, Real Betis. He said, at some point in my career, I would love to return to Real Betis. Now, I don't want to get too caught up in it, but I don't like that comment. You know, I understand you're being asked a question and you're not going to, you know, just dismiss the question. You're in an interview in Spain or, you know, but I would like to have seen him deal with that a little bit better. You know, I would have liked to have seen him say, you know what, I'm committed to Arsenal. Let's see what happens. He's basically closing the door on any potential move to Arsenal. Now, as Arsenal fans, do we want Dani Ceballos at Arsenal on a permanent? Maybe not, probably not. I just think, you know, when you've got players at your football club and their focus is on other football clubs, it's not a good look. You've got Mustafi, Socrates, David Luiz, all these guys out of contract in the summer, still in the door, Mesut Ozil. You've then got Ceballos already saying, oh, well, I want to go back to Madrid. We don't want to hear that as Arsenal fans, even if that's the case. Hold it down, keep it quiet, bro. Concentrate on Arsenal. I don't like that from Ceballos, and let's face it, is Dani Ceballos going to make it at Real Madrid? I don't think so. I really don't. I doubt it very much he will make it at Madrid. So listen, man, concentrate on your football, Dani Ceballos. Clearly you love it at Madrid, but Arsenal are paying your wages right now. The least we expect is your commitment. Big up Crafty Gooner with the super chat, said, Curtis, I'm not sure we'll sign anybody big in January. I think the focus will be much more on getting rid of the dead weight and then go big in the summer. I understand and I agree, but I do think we have to bring somebody in this window and just to strengthen what we already have. I think it will be dangerous to stand still. Mohammed said, Buendia is a fan favourite and is a hungry player like Bruno was at Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, so the comments were stuck there again. This seems to be a regular occurrence at the moment on StreamYard. Who would you guys rather out of Buendia or Brandt? Which one kind of makes more sense to you? Would you go for Buendia? I mean, they're the same age, 24 years of age. And obviously, Buendia is in the Championship, but has had a season in the Prem. Julian Brandt was so highly rated in Germany when he was at Leverkusen. He's got over 30 caps for Germany. He played in the World Cup as well. So he's no mug. But we've been bumped a few times in the Bundesliga. I know Aubameyang was a success. You look at Kolasinac, 120 grand a week. Been a massive flop. Granit Xhaka, 35 million. Massive flop. I know Mustafi came from La Liga, but, obviously German international. Been a massive flop as well. I think we got to be careful. Ayman said, big up Curtis, I would go and get Basuma and Anguissa from Fulham to partner with Partey. Then go for either Nabil Fekir or Hitaran from PSV. I like Basuma. Anguissa, I'm not sure about. Nabil Fekir, I thought was a fantastic player. I think the knee injury, obviously, he would have signed for Liverpool if it wasn't for the knee injury. Basuma, definitely somebody I would be looking at. Musa says, Brandt is an absolute baller for me. Interesting, Darshan said, Brandt all day, worth taking the risk. EO said, Buendia because he's more technical. Rahul said, no Brandt after Shai Havertz and Finding Timo. I love that Finding Timo shot, Them pictures are hilarious, man. Omar, big up Omar, said, Brandt is similar to Havertz and we've seen how he's gotten on, so I would encourage caution. So would you go for Buendia? Obviously the other one, and I think this one's going out the window now, is the Isco situation. Obviously Real Madrid are willing to let Isco go on loan. I believe they're saying they want his whole wage to be paid in full. If Arsenal cannot get a deal for Buendia, let's say Norwich just say, look, we want 30, 40 million, and Arsenal say, you know what, he's not worth it. Julian Brandt, they're not fully convinced. Would you guys take an Isco until the summer and then maybe go for an Aouar or Buendia in the summer? Let me know what you think. Cesar says, get both. Iona says, big up Curtis, Brandt is a baller, but in my opinion, he's too soft for the Premier League. I have to admit, out of the two, I'm kind of leaning towards Buendia just for the fact that he's played in the Premier League, even the fact he's playing in the Championship, that is a very physical league. And I think that will help him to adjust to the Premier League quicker. I still feel with Julian Brandt, how well would he adjust to the Premier League? How hungry is he for success? Brandt is surely not better than Shai Havertz, Buendia all day. Brandt is the reason why Havertz's numbers increased. He's the one who was feeding him goals, fair enough. Brandt is very confident, Curtis. Isco may be a shout. A lot of people seem anti-Isco. Cisco there says Isco is class. Jake says no to Isco. It's all dreaming. This is a smoke screen. That whole smoke screen thing is a very typical Arsenal situation. We get linked with players all the time, and we'll probably end up buying someone else. Isco for Ceballos in this window. Teach Ceballos and his stupid slick back hairstyle and non-stop talking personality. Would you take Isco? Let me know, people. Or is Isco finished? That is the question. Isco on a short-term deal. Why not? Jonathan said, Isco is a B-Tech Ozil. Don't want him anywhere near. I mean, he's I think 3 years younger. 1 year loan plus a buying option for Brandt. I think Dortmund have said they would only sell him on a permanent. I don't think they would allow him to go on loan. So I don't think that one will happen. Herb says, get Coutinho over Isco. Coutinho is injured for 3 months now. So any Coutinho deals will not be happening. South London's finest, big up, bro. He said, did you see Bayern Munich's report on why they didn't get Brandt or Pepe? It was all about the players' mentality and playing style. Maybe she would listen this time. Yeah, is it the Mia San or something like that? So forgive me, I forget. I did see it, though. I didn't see what they said about Pepe. I saw what they said about Julian Brandt, saying that they watched him a number of times and that they didn't feel he had the mentality to play at the top level. And that's why Bayern Munich didn't sign him from Leverkusen. They allowed Borussia Dortmund to sign him, and ultimately they have regretted that move. Levan said, Buendia is underrated, Curtis. Check out his goal and assist for Norwich v Cardiff a few weeks ago. The way he finds them pockets of space. He does look a very good player. I saw his goal at the weekend. I think it was against Barnsley. Long ball over the top, and he just volleyed it first time into the bottom corner. Fantastic goal. For Buendia. Listen, I think Buendia would be great. I just think the price is going to be an issue. As Tom Gooner says here, Buendia would be 20 million tops if we push. Buendia would also force the move. And I think Buendia would potentially cost 30 million plus, because I think Norwich will make that deal very difficult to get done. MN said, Curtis, I would rather take Casemiro than Isco, but that's not going to happen. Yeah, no chance. Leicester fan in here says, Curtis, Fofana felt sorry for Saliba, and I would surely prefer Buendia. I think we've got to start signing players who are on the up. They're rising through the leagues. They're in form. They're playing well. Kieran Tierney did well in Scotland, came here and did well. You know, Aubameyang was on form when we signed him. Partey was class. Gabriel was improving. I think that has to be the thing. I think we probably have to stop signing players who are out of form, not performing, closer to 30, unless it's an exceptional player who we feel we can turn around. Lee Deaton said, Curtis, Isco's beard has slowed him down. I think it's the extra 14 pounds on his belly that he's probably put on. Thea Jacob said, Curtis, random question. If you could take one Real Madrid player, who would it be? Who would it be? That's a good question. You know, would you take Benzema? I mean, he's too old possibly now. Luka Modric, I would have taken. He's probably old. Hazard, I actually don't know. That's a good question. You know, Real Madrid are not. I'd probably take Varane. I'd take Varane because of the age. Imagine Varane next to Gabriel. So and he's in his 20s. So I would take Varane. I love Benzema, but because of the age, Luka Modric as well, but his age. Hazard's been out of form and his age. So I would take Varane at centre-back. FMW said, yeah, Buendia is an underrated talent. I say valued 20 to 25 million, could be less if Buendia is confident to make the move. That's the thing. He's going to have to push for the move. Ian says Varane. Blagden says Buendia. Musa says Valverde. Samuel says Carvajal. Honestly, I've never rated Carvajal. You know, I don't know what it is. I just don't see it in him. I've never rated him. Musa says Odegaard, very good player. Tony Cruz, I don't think I would. I think he'd struggle, man. His lack of pace as well. Don't get me wrong, talent, unbelievable. But no, I wouldn't go for Tony Cruz. Even though, yeah, we do need that creative midfielder, actually, you know. Could we get Hazard back to his best? Sergio Ramos is a free. Yeah, I see Ramos talking about PSG, and he reckons PSG have told him they're going to sign Messi in the summer. I could see that one happening, you know. I could see that one happening, Messi to PSG. Joel says, big up, Curtis. I disagree with your view on Pepe. He has started 3 Premier League games all season. He's been so poorly managed by the Cone man. Willian is every week and gets games ahead of it. What I'm saying is, listen, I'm not saying that Pepe is a complete write-off. It's clear this talent. What I'm saying is, when he has played, I don't think he has produced enough. And I'm not just looking at this season. He got game time last season. And I don't think... look, the transfer fee is not his fault. You know, if he's a £30 million player and we pay 72, he can't help that. But I just don't think Pepe has produced enough. Now, Does he need a run of games? Definitely. He hasn't started 5 Premier League games in a row under Mikel Arteta. He needs a run. I don't want Willian getting a run in the team. But Pepe has to produce more. We can only defend him so much, and he hasn't done enough since he's been in this team. Is he a talented player? No doubt, but talent doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get you everywhere. You look at Ravel Morrison. Alex Ferguson said the most talented player he ever managed at youth level, and he didn't make it to the top level. An incredible footballer, but circumstances, hunger, determination, luck, these things all play a massive part in how your football career works out. So if you're talking about Nicolas Pepe's talent, no doubt he's a talented player. Does he have a strong enough mentality? Is he determined enough to become a top footballer? Does he rip fullbacks apart enough? The Premier League, look at the best wingers in the Premier League. Sterling, Mane, Son, Salah, Mahrez. They rip fullbacks apart. They're them guys. Even Wilfried Zaha. You leave a defender, fullback, one-on-one with Zaha, he's going to get ripped apart at some stage. Son will rip you apart. Sterling, Mane. They will get you eventually. I see Pepe play against fullbacks and not do nothing against them. Against Everton, they had Ben Godfrey at left back. He's a centre back. Pepe got wrapped up by him. He didn't even run at him. I remember against Tottenham last season when Emery was in charge. In fact, I think it was at home actually when we drew 2-2. Might have been the season before. And I remember Danny Rose got booked after 30 minutes. I was thinking, Pepe's going to ruin him now. He's going to run at him all game. He'll get him sent off. He didn't run at him the rest of the game. So I think Pepe has to produce a lot more. He does need a run. He needs a bit more confidence, maybe an arm around him. But he's got to produce more. There's got to be a hunger from his side as well. Big up my boy Franny Green in here. Everyone go and subscribe to Forever Football with Franny Green. He said, yo, what's happening, brother? Big up Fran. Go and subscribe to his channel. New channel, very good channel as well. Knows what he's talking about. So go and give that a look. Boy 10 said Pepe needs coaching. If he was 22, it would be fantastic, but he's not. See, the thing is, Pepe's 25. When you sign a 25-year-old, you expect them to be close to the finished article, at 25. But the reality is, that was probably his breakthrough season at Lille. So there's pressure on him because of the age and the transfer fee. And I think if between now and the end of the season he doesn't hit a run of form, I think Arsenal are going to have big questions to ask of Nicolas Pepe in the summer. 120 grand a week, 72 million transfer fee. They may look to cash their chips back in, man, and take half the money back, 30 million back maybe. It's sad, but he's got to produce more. Give Willian plus Willian and Nketiah to Norwich and get Buendia. I mean, they would probably take Willian and Nketiah. They're not going to want Willian. Willian wouldn't go to the Championship anyway. Curtis, other wingers destroy defenders' careers. Pepe gives them a new career. You're right, bro. You don't do enough. You don't do enough to these fullbacks, man. Fran said, if you're a fullback and Pepe's on the team sheet, you're not worried. You're not. That's the reality. You're not. If you're playing against Mahrez, you're playing against Son, Mane, you know you're in trouble, mate. You're going to have a seriously good game. Pepe doesn't test you enough. Big up James Johnson. He said, hi, Curtis, would you take Ings at Arsenal? Could get a good 4 years out of him. I think Danny Ings deserves a move. I think I said earlier with Deluded, I think we've got to stop this snobbery sometimes. It's not the glamorous name. He's not coming from Spain or France. It's just Danny Ings, who used to play for Burnley, who now plays for Southampton. But the man is scoring goals. He has had a serious knee injury, so that would put you off him. And the fact of the matter is, being an England international playing in the Prem comes with a premium. So he's going to cost 10 or 15 million pound more than he's probably worth. If you could get Danny Ings for 25, 30 million, I'd take him. He would probably cost 40 to 50 million because Southampton would not want to sell him. I would give Danny Ings a chance. I like him. I think he deserves an opportunity at a big club, Danny Ings. I like what he's done at Southampton. He's handling his business. Leicester fan said Harvey Barnes better than Pepe. Oh, my days. Yeah, Ings is, I believe, 27, 28. It's crazy, isn't it? Because a few years ago, 27, 28, you would jump at the chance of signing a player at that. You would say that's his prime. Now people are saying 28, you're too old. I don't want you. And this is how football's gone crazy now. So 28, is he too old to buy? I don't know. It's a crazy one. Zaha scares people. He does. I hate to say, Curtis, but I feel Pepe is a one-trick pony for me. Try him on the left. And they have tried him there a few times. It didn't really look much better. But hey, maybe they've got to try something else. Damon says, big up from Sydney G. Hope you're well in lockdown, Curtis lad. How you been, bro? I'm here, man. I'm just trying to get through lockdown, put out content, work from home, do what I got to do. Big up everyone. Listen, hope you're all safe and well wherever you are in the world. Obviously lockdown here in the UK and in many other countries. So keep yourself busy, keep yourself occupied. And, hopefully we'll all come out of this eventually. Tinfoil Arsenal said, what's up, Curtis? Correct this classy Arsenal facade needs to move on. Ings is quality. I think Ings is quality, man. I'm telling you. I like him. I like his hunger, his determination. He holds the ball up. And he's a proper finisher, man. You see that finish against Liverpool yesterday? It's not a joke, man. Danny Ings, like Jamie Vardy, signed for Arsenal. Well, Vardy didn't even want to sign for Arsenal. He rejected us. But I think Ings would sign for Arsenal. He would want an opportunity again to play for a big club after the Liverpool move didn't work. South London's finest said, if Arsenal did their scouting properly, they would know he wasn't in a youth setup as a kid in France. His rise was quick at an older age. That's why he doesn't look polished in his playing style. See what I mean? Basics, bro, You would think they would know that. That he made it late on the breakthrough season. So even though he's 25, he's probably like a 20-year-old in terms of playing. I've made it into the team. I've just blown up. I've ended up at Arsenal. He looks overwhelmed by the Premier League, So you make a great point there. Pepe is an inside forward, not a winger. I mean, yeah, there's a slight difference, not really on the touchline. He should probably be 10 yards further inside and maybe 10 yards higher up the pitch as well. But ultimately, you would still expect to see something from him, even playing in that position. At Arsenal, you are 28. We don't want you to come here. But when you're 32, yeah, that's it. 32 will sign you and give you a long contract. At 28, you're too old. Pranav said, Curtis, your opinion on Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Listen, I think he's a good squad player. He's almost, what do they call it? He's, what do they call it? Like, where you're good in a lot of positions, but a master of nothing. Like, he's good at a lot, but a master of none kind of thing. Like, what is Ainsley's best position? Is it right back, right wing back, centre mid? He's a good squad player, in my opinion. I don't think he's much more than that, unfortunately. Omar says, bring Ings. I'll start him up front ahead of Aubameyang and Lacazette. Interesting. Ings is like Giroud, underrated. I think people only started to rate Giroud later on in his career. I think the problem with Arsenal, we weren't that team that put 15, 20 crosses in. We are now. He would probably work now. If we sign Buendia, but he doesn't perform, and City went in for Brandt and he performs, we as Arsenal fans will go ballistic. That's the conundrum of being an Arsenal fan. We don't know what we want. I think ultimately everything says, go and get Buendia because he's done it in the Prem and he's on form. I think with Brandt, you're looking at it going, you're talking about a guy who's been out of form for 2 years, a club that want to sell him, not even for big money, really, £20 million. So it doesn't look good on Brandt, It looks better for us to go and get Buendia, if you like. But you're right, you're right. We ultimately, we don't always know what we want as fans. That's the thing. Naveen says, big up from Trinidad. Thank you very much for tuning in, bro. Appreciate that. People talking about Pepe needs time. Look what Neto is doing his first season. He is unbelievable. It's different, isn't it? It's different. Neto is in a Wolves team with a settled system, with a manager that's been there for a long time. So I think when you walk into a team with a settled system, players settle in a lot easier, a lot quicker. At Arsenal, we're a little bit all over the place at the moment. So it's very difficult for any player to come in and just hit the ground running at Arsenal. So I do feel a little bit sorry for Pepe, but he hasn't helped himself. Let's face it, he hasn't done enough since he's been at Arsenal to really, we're not sure how good he is. That's the problem. And at 25, you're not going to get the same patience that Neto and people like that are going to get. I believe Neto cost 17 million, 17 million pounds. We paid 72 for Pepe. The goalposts are different. The circumstances are totally different. Peter Redpath says, big up Curtis. Hull is cold, hot drink on. Ings is banging form, but will we go after the best? Well, he would cost a lot of money. That's the problem. England internationals are expensive. You're not going to get Danny Ings for cheap. Arsenio Wonga said, I have to admit, Giroud's link-up play was smooth, though. It was. His link-up play. You see it with the French team. You see it with the Chelsea team. Now, they put a lot of crosses in. And you've seen how Giroud benefits from that. At Arsenal, Giroud was never probably the right striker for us, unfortunately. We needed a striker who could run and who had pace, and he was never really that guy. But Giroud's always been a good player, but I never really forgave him after 15 games without scoring, man. He ultimately cost us the title that season. And, it was frustrating. There you go. That was what I was looking for. Jack of all trades, master of none when it comes to Ainsley Maitland-Niles, man. He's a good player, but, if we sold him, I don't think anyone would really miss him, without being disrespectful to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I think that's where we're at. Colin Agnew is out of contract in the summer. I believe AC Milan are offering him a new contract, but he's a free. We could offer him a deal for the summer. Again, not fully convinced by him. Technically a good player, but he hasn't done great at Milan, to be honest. Would you take Bamford to Arsenal? Not a chance. I know he's doing all right, but I wouldn't take Bamford. We need to play a two-striker system, Aubameyang and Lacazette up front. The thing is, you just don't see that a lot nowadays, do you? Very few teams play with two out-and-out strikers next to each other. It's like one striker with two wingers, and the wingers kind of score a lot of the goals now. So, yeah. Jonathan said, I think Ings would do well in our current system. I agree, because he can press, he can hold the ball up. I think Ings is someone we should look at. There was a rumour that we actually inquired about him in the summer. How true that is, I don't know. But, yeah, no, I did read that we'd inquired about him. Would you take Harvey Barnes from Leicester? He's decent. He wouldn't be cheap again. I think he is good. I don't know. I don't think he would come in and make a massive difference, Harvey Barnes. I think he's a decent player. Saya said I would get Buendia, Partey, Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, Lacazette. So you're adding Buendia to what we have. Maybe Basuma as well. Maybe you did. Well, you put Buendia twice. Maybe I would go Basuma, Buendia, Partey. I think that would be a great front three. Big up Kylan in the chat. Thanks for supporting. Big up South London's Finest. Says, smash the likes, people. 700 plus watching. Not enough likes. Hit the like button, people. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already as well. Anthony said, please, guys, forget Ings. Listen, man, you can say that, but, Ings, wasn't he? He got the same amount of goals as Aubameyang last season. He's been in good form this season as well. You can't just dismiss him, man. If he was doing that in Spain or France, Germany, people would be on him, I'm telling you. You know how it goes, man. And big up Franny said, smash the likes, everyone, for my brother. And as I said, make sure you go and subscribe to his channel as well. Forever Football, quality content being put out there. As I say, this video is sponsored by the guys at One Football. Link in the description below. Shout out them for sponsoring the video. And they've got this little video here with all the latest transfer news, all the latest content, team news as it comes out. They're always on the ball very early with that. And all the transfer rumors are in there as well. Pick your specific team that you want to get news on. So shout out to One Football for that. Who are we going to sign? What happens with Lacazette? This is a great question. Alexander Lacazette, he has got, 18 months left on his contract. He's 29 years of age. He's hit a bit of a purple patch at the moment. He's in a good run of form. What do we do with him? He's got a year left. If he finishes the season in the same form that he's currently showing, are you extending that contract? He's on 150 grand a week. He turns 30 this year. Are you going to use this form to say, you know what, Lacazette, thank you for what you're doing, and we're going to move you on now you're in form because we can get more money for you? Or would you say, do you know what, you're in great form, we've been waiting for this form, and we're going to extend your contract, maybe give him a 2-year extension? What would you do with Lacazette? What would you do? Frank said, one football app, the best boys, big. I owe you 10%. Sign Lacazette for 350k a week, no chance. We can't have 230 plus strikers on massive wages like that. Lacazette needs to play for a new contract, but would you give him a new contract? This is the thing. Big up Don Draper in here. He said, if we can get rid of Torreira to Fiorentina, Mustafi and El Neni to Besiktas, Socrates and Ozil to Fenerbahce, it would be a great winter window. I think we'll be lucky to get that many out the door. I mean, yeah, there's talk of Torreira being recalled from Atletico Madrid and being sold to Fiorentina. I don't think Torreira ever settled in England, and I think ultimately he wants to play in Italy, or he wants to, you know, be in a different country. And I think Torreira, if we could sell him on a permanent, I would do it. If we can get decent money for him. Mustafi and El Neni, I mean, there was a rumour of El Neni going to Besiktas. I would get rid of El Neni. Mustafi as well. Socrates and Ozil are obviously out the door as well in the summer, or does it happen now? Sell Lacazette, go for Odds and Edouard. I mean, I think with Odds and Edouard, but Celtic are having a poor season and Rangers will probably win the league in Scotland, I think we could actually get him for cheaper now. South London's finally said, sell if he continues this form, it means more money. Omar said, sell Lacazette, not good enough. D Solo said, 1-year rolling deal extension for Lacazette. Real talk, sell him, sell Lacazette in the summer. I mean, I just did a show with Deluded over on his channel, and I was saying that I would probably look at. I had a few names of who I would look at. The 3 I put as potential replacements. I put Memphis Depay, who's got 6 months left on his deal. He's a free agent in the summer. We can actually offer him a contract right now because we're in a different league. The second one would be Odson Edouard, a player we've been linked with, we've scouted. I believe we could get him this summer. You know, Celtic are not having a good season. They won't win the league. I think the manager will probably get sacked. I think we could get him for cheaper than what he was being talked about before. They were talking about 40 million. I think we could probably get him for 25 to 30. And the third one for me would be Danny Ings. I think you would have to look at him. The problem with Ings, he's going to be expensive, plays for a Premier League club, England international. He has had a bad knee injury in the past. And obviously, I think he is around 27, 28 years of age. Would you take any of those 3? Would you take Memphis Depay on a free? Would you take Odson Edouard for about 30 million? Would you take Danny Ings for maybe 40 million? Let me know what you think. Who would you potentially take? Patson Dakar is decent, similar incut player. I mean, he's young, he's lively, a bit of a raw talent as well. Sign Dybala. I mean, Dybala, there's talk of him being sold in the summer. I would love Dybala at Arsenal. He's not that out-and-out centre-forward goal scorer that we probably would want, but he is a very good player. And, you know, super talented player, Dybala, you know. But, again, a lot of clubs would look at him. FMW said Ings would be 50 million plus. His inform will be an extra 10. He would be very difficult to get. Danny Ings all day. Some people are saying they would have him. Jadon Sancho said, buy me. We'd love Jadon Sancho, bro. Why would Depay come? I mean, Depay would come, I think. Unless Barcelona still want him, he wouldn't. I think we could get Depay from Lyon. You know, we'd pay bigger wages. I think he would probably feel like he's got unfinished business in the Premier League. He flopped at Man United. I think he would come. I think he would. Memphis Depay. But as I said, if Barcelona want him, it wouldn't happen. Clincy said I would take Edouard. A lot of people rate Edouard, man. A lot of people rate him. Rusty said Ings is a one-season wonder. I think that's harsh, man. I think he's had a couple of good years now at Southampton. Saint said Depay is going Barca. I mean, I would imagine it. There's rumours of Ronald Koeman being sacked, though. So maybe that deal wouldn't happen if Koeman doesn't. Jonathan said Haaland. I just think with Haaland, 60 million release clause, I believe it has to be paid at once as well. Couldn't see Arsenal dropping 60 mil. And also Haaland, I think, would go somewhere bigger than Arsenal, if I'm being totally honest. You know, he's one of the most hyped up young strikers in Europe. So I don't see that one happening. Depay, Felix said I would promote Balogun. Definitely, all day long. Did you see Balogun on Twitter? I think he signed the thing where he said, I see that. I got a bit excited. He said, you know, 2021 is my year, and then put up highlights of Arsenal. So surely if he's negotiating to leave, you don't put up, you know, videos of you in an Arsenal kit and say, this is my year. So hopefully Balogun signed a new contract, but give him game time, man. You know, give him game time. Patson Dakar, only 22. He's a very raw talent, though, you know. And how much would he cost? But definitely someone we should be looking at. Saeed said, we need Neves from Wolves. I do like Ruben Neves, do like him. He's been on the bench a few times this year, which I haven't quite understood why. I think he's a top player. Brandt would suit our team. He's a baller, fair enough. You know, people seem to have mixed views on Brandt. I think we can all agree he's a good footballer. He's just been out of form. And is he ideally suited for that attacking midfield role? He does play on the wing sometimes. Curtis, apparently Wolves are interested in Eddie. Listen, please, Wolves, just make this deal happen. Just get it done. We'll chip in if we have to. We'll do a GoFundMe, man. Get him over there. Get Eddie to Wolves, man. I'm telling you. On a permanent as well. As me and Deluded would say, man, 15 million with a sell-on clause. Oh, my days. I would snap your hand off for that deal. Haaland would own him. Kanate, sorry. Yeah, very good player. Very good. I would like him at centre-back. Tom said Haaland would only move to Barca, Real or PSG. Possibly, yeah. He's going to be looking for one of them clubs. Diego Carlos, another centre-back. Big centre-back. Michael says, big up Curtis as always. Come on, you Gunners. Hey, you know, man, always, bro. Hey, big up my brother Broads TV in here as well. Everyone go and subscribe to Broads channel. Growing at a good rate now, bro. I see you gone past 700. Daily content. Go and check him out, man. He's doing his thing. We need to get him to 1,000 quickly and then beyond. Man said, even for 1,000, Curtis, Eddie can go. Eddie can go, man. Take your phone celebration and go and do it at Molyneux, man. Eddie, if we get 15 million for Eddie, man, what a deal that would be. I like Buendia, but not for more than 25 mil. I agree. I think that's where most Arsenal fans are at with Buendia. You know, we've looked at him and thought, you know, decent player. I like what I see. He's got a bit of the Santi Cazorla about him. But if you're talking towards 40 million, I'm walking away from that deal. Which is why I'm saying, I know a lot of you are saying I don't want Isco, or what I'm saying with Arsenal, if they can't find a permanent solution in this window, i.e., let's say we get priced out of Buendia at 40 million and maybe they're not convinced with Julian Brandt, I think it's important to get someone in. So maybe they would take an Isco and say, you know what, let's bring him in just till the summer to help the group. You don't have to play him every week. In the summer, we then go for an Aouar or someone else. I don't know. We need to... You know, with Arsenal, we'll probably get linked with Buendia and Brandt and then go and sign someone else at the end of the whole, you know, at the end of the whole transfer window anyway. We're a little bit like that, smoke screens and that. We should buy Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the summer. I know he's very expensive, man. Everton have got dough. They've got dough and they've got a great manager. I think he'll be very difficult to get him. He is a boyhood Arsenal fan, so I'm sure he would consider it, and we could probably pay bigger wages, but he would be 50 million plus. He's an England international as well. Chris said, I fear Isco will end up at Seville. I mean, yeah, I think you're right, because Isco has just had a baby. Would he want to uproot his family and come to England for 6 months and then potentially have to move back to Spain in the summer? I think it would be difficult to get him. Eddie will be a big loss to our bench. He's been solid the last 3 games. I agree, Justo. I think Eddie, the last 3 games, you know, it's probably been his best run of form for us. Consistent, solid, you know, just sat on the bench and just and just not come on and mess things up. Big up Eddie, man. Big up Eddie still. The phone call celebration. For me, when he did that, I always thought, you know what? Because I've seen man like Griezmann doing it and Gabriel Jesus, I thought, you got to be a serious baller to do that celebration, you know. And I don't think he's done it justice. He's run out of credit on his phone, man. The SIM card snapped. Mittel said, Bissouma, please. I think Bissouma is someone we'll look at in the summer. I think all day long we should consider Bissouma. Ahmed said we need to buy a tall striker who can win aerial duels. I would like that as a different option. Tom Gooner with a laughing face. Bro, no disrespect to Eddie, man. Come on. You know, man, you can see it for yourself. Isco will be Denis Suarez part 2, but the only reason I say he might not be, Denis Suarez level was here. He's never done anything major. Isco was starting in Champions League finals for Real Madrid, bossing it as well. So we know there's a certain level of ability with Isco. It's whether he can find that again. Does he have that hunger to try and get back in the Spanish squad for the Euros? And you know, I don't think Isco would be a Denis Suarez. I've got to be honest. I think he's 10 times better. It's just whether you can get him fit. You, man, cracking up at the Eddie thing, man. You know what Eddie is, man. Come on. The phone's been cut off. EE have locked that off, man. 5G, locked that off quick. They put him back on Leica, man, or them mad networks. Eddie's done out here, man. Broad said our recruitment is overly poor. It's shocking, absolutely shocking. You know, as much as I believe, and let me say this first, as much as I believe Stan Kroenke is the wrong owner, right? I believe we need a new owner, an owner that has ambition and wants to win titles all day long. If the recruitment had been handled better, we wouldn't be looking at Stan Kroenke as much because we've made so many mistakes, you know, in the market. Mustafi, Xhaka, 35 million a pop, Pepe at 72 million at the moment hasn't worked. How much has Lacazette been a success for 50 million as well? Massive wages on Julian and Socrates and Kolasinac. We've wasted so much money. It's crazy. 4-year deal, Cedric Suarez doesn't kick a ball, doesn't seem to. It's like he doesn't play for the club. Man said Leica mobile. Eddie lost his network. Man got cut off, bro. I'm telling you. Eddie might be using collect caller in the future. Yeah, man's trying to ring. The phone ain't ringing, bro. Would you guys want Diego Costa? Nah, I don't think so now. Don't get me wrong. If you're bringing on Diego Costa off the bench, he's going to offer you something, but he's not the player he was before. He's become really injury prone as he's got older at Atletico. 4 or 5 years ago, Diego Costa was an absolute beast at Chelsea. I would have taken him. Not now. He's in his 30s, big wages, injury prone. I do believe that we need a different kind of striker, though. I would like to see us have somebody with a bit of physical presence, just so sometimes you can go direct or, got something else. Griezmann was on iPhone 11. Eddie's using Nokia bricks. Man's got, snakes on the phone. Nokia 402 and 702 for the older heads in here. You remember them phones, man, with the aerial at the top and them things, He says, facts. Broad said, facts, bro. We made too many mistakes. We're the 5th highest in terms of spending in the last 10 years. Only a few signings have been decent and they walked away from us. Bruv, you're spot on, Aaron Ramsey went for free. Aaron Ramsey should have been 35, 40 million. Goal-scoring centre midfielder. That should have been 40 mil. You look at Alexis Sanchez, he was the best winger in the Premier League the year before we sold him. Chelsea sold Hazard for 100 million with a year left on his contract. We should have got 100 million for Alexis, right? When you think Coutinho went for 130 million, we should have got 100 million for Alexis. Mesut Ozil's going to walk away for free. He probably should have been sold 2 years ago for 20, 30 mil. Welbeck went for free. We should have got 10, 15. Jack Wilshere went for free. Another 10, 15. Imagine all that money had been earned and reinvested into the team. How good would our team be now? It's crazy, bro. Yo, you remember, man, Snakes was an epic game, man, on them 402s. I think that was the only game on the phone, bro. You know what I mean? Britney Spears is better than Nketiah. You lot are killing him, man. Eddie is the cheap Motorola flip phone. The green screen flip phone, man. No colour on it. Straight text message. No WhatsApp. No internet. That's how Eddie's moving, man. You're still going on with the plan of a fan cam on Saturday. Yeah, I'm looking to do it. Why not, man? Like I said, I want to evolve the channel. You know, there are a lot of people streaming Arsenal content, and you know, sometimes to elevate, you got to do something different. I did my first stream the other day of a non-Arsenal game. I did the Chelsea-Man City game. It got great numbers. I'm going to stream the Man United-Man City game on Wednesday night as well. So come and check that out if you want as well. General football discussion and stuff. So on Saturday, we're playing Newcastle in the FA Cup. What I want to do after the game, I want to put the link in the chat. For those of you who want to come on and do like a fan cam, if you like, what I'll do, I'll probably more pick people who I've seen on a regular basis, because people have done this before and been, you know, someone's come on and just started saying madness. So what I'll do, I'll put the link in, maybe bring you on for like 5 minutes at a time. You give me your, you know, review of the game, and then I'll bring the next person on. On StreamYard, you can do video or just audio. So if you don't want to be on screen physically, you just click the audio, it'll be a blank screen and you can talk. If you want to do the video, come on and talk. So it'd be like a fan cam, you know. We're taking over here, man. Robbie better be careful, you know. I'll be outside the Emirates with a microphone soon, you know, if lockdown finishes. Nah, big up Robbie, man. So, yeah, if you guys want to come on after the game on Saturday against Newcastle, come on and do a 4 or 5 minute, you know, fan cam. Let's try it. Let's see how it goes. People asking, MB Gunner for life, Broads, if you're still in here, man. Any stream today, big man. Let the people know, man, what time. You know, let us know what time so I can promote that for you, bruv. D Solo said, big up, Big C. Your channel is unique, my general. Big up, bro. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for your support. Felix said, I will be on first. There you go, man. If people want to come on, come and talk, man. Talk the things. Don Curtis, bro. Yeah, man. Robbie, I'm coming for you, you know, bro. Hey, I'd love to. Yeah, listen, people, come on. Curtis Fan TV. Oh, dear me. Bring on troops. Yeah, listen, if people want to come on, I'll reach out. I don't mind. He's not easy to get on, man. He's very, very busy at the moment. I believe he's trying to travel back to America this week as well. But yeah, I might drop him a message, see if I can get him on. There you go. Broads said he'll stream around 8 p.m. tonight, UK time, people. Go and tune in, go and watch, go and subscribe. Very good content. Trust me, I don't recommend channels for no reason. So go and check that out. 8 p.m. I'll be watching, bro. Don't worry, I'll tune in. Curtis, Sky Sports TV. Yeah, man, let's get some interviews going. Top content. Listen, we'll keep doing it. Big Curtis Shaw will be better than Robbie and put me on the list Saturday. Yeah, listen, what I'll do, I'm not even going to do a list. I'm just going to literally, after the game, as soon as the game's finished, put the link in the description. You guys click on it if you want to come on. I'll try and get as many of you on as possible. Obviously, if there's, you know, loads of you, I might not have time to get all of you on, because after the game, I'm pretty tired. So I try and get, you know, 5, 10 of you on at least. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll look at it moving forward. So listen, if you want to come on, give your say. After the FA Cup game on Saturday, Arsenal against Newcastle, come on here and have a chat. And then come over and have a look. Yeah, you got to aim high, man. Listen, you got to try, and if you're going to do these things, do them properly. So I want to take it as high as I can. Leven said, big up yourself, Big C, and also big up Broads TV, 2 quality channels getting me through lockdown. Yes, and big up my boy, Franny Green as well, Forever Football. Thanks for the couple of subs, everyone. We all appreciate the support and bringing value. Go and subscribe to that channel as well, Franny Green. I will be back tomorrow. One more. I've got a shout out here. 2021, your year, bro. Big up my boy, Dora on Tour. Very good channel. Nottingham Forest channel. Probably the best Nottingham Forest YouTuber out there. Does great vlogs and stuff. His vlogs are fantastic. You know, lockdown has probably held him back, but he's doing live streams and watch-alongs. Very entertaining as well. Big up my boy, Dora on Tour. Go and subscribe to him as well. Big up all the content creators, man. It's a very important time, you know, putting out content with all these, you know, lockdowns and stuff. I watch a lot of other content as well. Big up everyone who's putting out content, trying to make things a little bit easier for everyone. And thank you for all your brilliant support. onwards and upwards for this year. Let's see where the channel can get to. Obviously, I'll have guests on this week as well. I've got Graham coming on Friday. We're going to do a tactical show on Friday. That'll be at 2 p.m. on Friday. Tune in for that. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. I might have a guest on as well, just waiting for confirmation. Broads, Franny Green as well. Them two, I'll get them on in the future as well. We're going to sort that out. Kevin Campbell, that show is obviously once a month at the moment. He's very busy with his Sky work as well. So Kev will be on once a month, and hopefully Robbie will be on this week again. So look out for that. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. everyone, and tomorrow as well, I will be streaming Man United against Man City tomorrow night. So join me for that. I think that's 8 o'clock kickoff. So join me for that. And join me at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Don't forget, download OneFootball. Link in the description below. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Bless.